Neymar had been a star since the moment he set foot in the world of professional football. He had come from a humble background, but his talent and skill had taken him to the top of the game. He was the face of the Brazilian national team, and had been instrumental in their success over the past few years. But what many people didn't know was that Neymar had been living a double life in the shadows. Behind the scenes, Neymar had been involved with a controversial business partner who had been using his influence and connections to gain access to lucrative deals. At first, Neymar had been unaware of the true nature of his business partner's dealings. But as the allegations came to light, Neymar realized that he had been complicit in activities that were unethical. Neymar's reputation took a huge hit as a result, and the public began to turn on him. The final nail in the coffin for Neymar was the revelation that he had been involved in a tax fraud scheme. The Brazilian government launched an investigation into Neymar, and he was found guilty of fraud and sentenced to a 2-year prison sentence. Neymar had become a pariah. His sponsors abandoned him, his fans turned their backs on him, and the media was unrelenting in their criticism. Neymar was vilified in the press, and even his own family began to distance themselves from him. Neymar felt betrayed and alone. He had been the toast of the town just a few short months ago, and now he was a pariah. He had lost it all. But despite the public outcry and criticism, Neymar still had a few loyal friends and supporters. These people stood by him and helped him through the tough times. They encouraged him to fight his conviction and to look for ways to rebuild his career. Neymar eventually decided to take a chance and accept a job offer from a local soccer team. He worked hard to prove himself and impress the team with his skill and determination. His hard work paid off, and he eventually signed a contract with a top European club. Neymar was back on the world stage and playing the game he loved. He was once again the star of the show, and his name was once again associated with success. He had managed to rise from the ashes and prove that he was still one of the best players in the world. But Neymar's success was short-lived. In a cruel twist of fate, Neymar was injured during a match and had to take a break from the game. While he was out, his team's performance suffered, and the club decided to let him go. Neymar was devastated. He had worked so hard to get back to the top, only to have it all taken away from him in the blink of an eye. He was left with no job and no prospects. Neymar had been through too much to give up now. He decided to make the most of his second chance and started to look for a new team. After months of searching, he finally found a team that was willing to take a chance on him. Neymar worked hard to prove himself, and slowly but surely he started to make a name for himself again. He was back in the spotlight and was once again one of the best players in the world. But then, disaster struck. Neymar was accused of rape, and the media scrutiny was relentless. Despite his protests of innocence, Neymar was found guilty and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Neymar had fallen from the heights of stardom to the depths of disgrace. He had gone from being one of the most beloved players in the world to one of the most reviled. His name was now synonymous with scandal and shame. Neymar's fall from grace was complete. The man who had once been a symbol of hope and inspiration was now a symbol of disgrace and dishonor. Neymar's story was a cautionary tale of how quickly the tides of fortune can turn.